Good Friday evening, everyone. I wanted to jump on here and give you an update on our severe weather threat coming later this evening. First of all, the shaded color that you see there across all the counties in Middle Tennessee and East Tennessee, that kind of a turquoise blue, that's for a wind advisory. So that wind advisory went into effect at 7 p.m. for wind gusts up to 45 miles per hour. So it's going to be interesting to see how our weather changes between now and midnight. The winds are going to really pick up. Temperatures will probably even go up a little bit more. It's going to get more humid, so the stage will be set for thunderstorms. And speaking of which, if you look to the west of the Mississippi River there, look at that line of storms, lots of lightning, some heavy rainfall, very gusty winds. Embedded within that line are numerous severe thunderstorm warnings and even some tornado warnings. So we'll be tracking that line as it moves into West Tennessee. The bad news for West Tennessee, and especially down in Mississippi, there may be some storms that form out ahead of that line all by themselves. In fact, that's already happening now, and those are the ones that could produce some very strong tornadoes. So we will keep those folks close to our hearts this evening and hope that they all stay safe and sound. Thankfully for us, we're looking at more of this line of storms that will be pushing through. It's that situation where you just kind of hold your breath, the line blows through, and you hope everything's okay afterwards. And we always hope for the best, and we prepare for something that's not the best. So just prepare for the strong damaging winds and the isolated tornado threat. So my concerns for straight line winds and the tornado threat has both increased. Yes, it's possible the line could completely fall apart when it reaches the plateau. That happens quite often, but we have to be prepared just in case it doesn't. So the straight line wind threat is certainly something to not take lightly. We have what's called a low level jet, and I explain this a little bit more in the blog. That's about 5,000 feet up above us, that strengthens ahead of strengthening storm systems. Now those winds tonight are going to be racing anywhere from 70 to 90 miles an hour at times. So if any of that can translate down to the ground, you're going to get a wind gust of 70 miles an hour, no problem. So that's one thing we have to really be mindful of. The tornado threat, I did increase that a little bit just because there's so much spin in the air. Now, whether or not those storms are going to be able to access that spin, that's another story, but it's there. So that's what we have to be mindful of. So one thing that is encouraging is that the greater instability, the more unstable atmosphere is to our west, especially across like western Middle Tennessee, West Tennessee, down in North Mississippi, North Alabama. When the storms reach us, they're going to be kind of outrunning that instability. I'm just not convinced the storms are going to immediately respond to that. In other words, I'm not sure those storms are going to just immediately become non-severe when they outrun that instability. So we'll see. We just have to prepare and stay safe. So our actions: make sure your weather radio is turned on. Make sure that thing is on and working. If when you push the weather button you don't hear a clear sound, a clear voice talking to you, you need to move it around the room away from electronic devices or do something with the antenna or something. Download the Cumberland County EMA app. Okay, that can offer some very useful information. For those of you who don't have access to that app or whatnot, the Red Cross Tornado app is a good one too. Have multiple ways to get warnings. Know where your safe place is. Lowest level of the building, in the center of the building. Secure any outdoor loose objects because the winds are going to get very gusty tonight, and prepare for possible power outages. If that line holds together and really packs the punch when it crosses the plateau, we could be looking at some long duration type power outages, especially if we see wide swaths of those 70-mile-per-hour winds. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but let's be prepared just in case it does, because we want to stay safe and sound and get through this, because it's our spring severe weather season. So we know this is how we roll around here in the spring. I have more severe weather safety tips at meteorologistsmart.com/severe weather safety. So that is a link off of the website. So if you go to meteorologistsmart.com, you can access a link to that information off of that website. I will be here tracking it all, watching it all. Still not sure if we're going to be needed in the Emergency Operations Center this evening. If we are, I'll be there. But I've got a really nice, really cool setup down there. I can easily keep you all informed, as well as City Fire, County EMA. So I'll be keeping those folks informed tonight and up to date on everything, and I'll be keeping you up to date as well. You just keep it right here to meteorologistsmart.com.